teacher Nana and you are watching my channel. Today, I will discuss direct and indirect speech. Stay tuned, let's start. So our topic is the use of direct speech and indirect speech. This comes from the English 7 curriculum under Quarter 1, Module 5. Before we proceed to the lesson, let's first have the most essential learning competency that you have to learn for this day. Use direct speech and indirect speech appropriately in varied contexts. So coming from the most essential learning competency is our today's objectives. 1. Differentiate direct speech and indirect speech. Second, change a direct speech to an indirect speech and vice versa. And lastly, use direct speech and indirect speech in a travelogue. Here are some unfamiliar words that you might encounter in the lesson. First word, direct, means to say something to a particular person. Indirect, stating the original sentence the speaker had said with changes in wording that conform the statement grammatically. Travelogue, a talk or lecture on travel usually accompanied by a film or slides. Report, to relate the words or sense of or something said. Speech, something that is spoken. Okay, study the picture below. As you can see, there are 3 speakers in the picture. The speaker 1 said, "Hey Jane, what do you like to do in your free time?" The second speaker said, "I like to paint." And the third speaker said, "She said that she likes to paint." So among the speakers, who do you think had used a direct speech? Correct! The first speaker and the second speaker used a direct speech, while the third speaker used a reported speech or an indirect speech. Now, what is a direct speech? Direct speech is a report of the exact words used by a speaker or writer. It is usually placed inside the quotation marks and accompanied by a reporting verb or signal phrases. And the example of these reporting verbs are say, tell, said, talk, speak, said, whispered, answered, and etc. Example, Mark said, "I can run fast." As you can see, the encircled words are the exact words of the speaker. And there is the use of the quotation mark and the reporting verb. Another example, "I can speak perfect Spanish," Leila said. As you can see, the encircled words are the exact words of the speaker. And again, there is a use of the quotation mark and the reporting verb. More examples. She says, "I am ill." Lara said, "The exam is difficult." Mario says, "I need help with my work." And as you can notice, these examples have used the quotation mark and the reporting verb. Now, let's define the indirect speech. Indirect speech, or the reported speech, on the other hand, does not have to be within quotes or be reported word to word. In fact, unless one is relaying the exact words spoken, one should never use quotation marks. So in indirect speech, you will no longer use a quotation mark. Example. We have here the same example used in the direct speech, and notice that the quotation marks are no longer used and the tense of the verb changes from present form to past form. Also, there are the use of pronoun he that corresponds with the subject. Since Mark is a male, of course we're going to use the word he, and there is the changes in the verb. Here, let's compare the example from the indirect speech and the direct speech. Have you noticed the difference? Okay. Another example. Lila said she could speak perfect Spanish. Notice that there is no longer quotation marks and there is the addition of a pronoun she, and she of course agrees with the subject, which is Lila. Lila is a girl, and the addition of past form of the verb could. Now, let's compare the indirect speech example and the direct speech example. Have you noticed the difference? Okay. More examples. She says that she is ill. She said that the test was difficult. Mario said that he needs help with his homework. Let's practice your learning. For your task 1, you're going to analyze each sentence and tell whether if it's direct speech or indirect speech. Are you ready now? Your time starts now. Okay, so your time is up. Here's the answer. Okay, did you get it right? Okay, good job. Okay, let's proceed to the difference of the direct speech and indirect speech. In the direct speech, its purpose is to report exactly what was said by someone by using quotation marks, while in the indirect speech, its purpose is to report on what someone said in the past. The direct speech is accompanied by reporting verb signal frame or quotative frame, while in the indirect speech, it uses reporting verbs such as say, tell, said, talk, and speak. The direct speech verb tense stays the same or keeps the quotations or the original words of the speaker or writer, while in the direct speech, verbs tenses changes. Remember, to change a direct speech to a reported speech and vice versa, you need to take note of the following details. First is the tense of the verb. Is it in the past tense or present tense? In direct speech, the verb should be present tense, while in the indirect speech, the verb should be in the past tense. Next, you have to take note with the pronouns. Of course, pronouns should agree to the subject of the sentence. Again, here are some examples. These examples will make you see the difference of direct speech and indirect speech. In the direct speech, of course, there is the use of the quotation marks. And in the indirect speech, there is the use of the verb and the pronouns. You see that? Okay. Again, to practice what you have learned in this lesson, here is the task 2. Analyze the given sentences. Change the direct speech to reported speech and vice versa. First sentence, he works in a bank, she said. Second sentence, he said that Raji didn't like going out much. Third, I don't have a computer, Tony replied. 4. Mother said that they never arrived on time. 5. I never get up early on Sundays, said Mark. Your time starts now. Okay, here are the answer key. Did you get all the correct answers? Good job! Hey, we're almost done with this topic, but before we finish, let's first have your assessment. Here's the task 3. Traveling for the needy. Imagine that you are a rich and famous person who travels to help people around the Philippines. Write a page of a travelogue stating how you helped other people and how you affected them. Your sentences should contain the statements of the people you help pretending that you have asked them using the direct and indirect speech. In doing the activity, be guided with the rubric for this travelogue. Of course, here's the criteria. First, we have the proper use of language, then the content, and the creativity. Okay, let's start now. Here are the references in this lesson. If you have an extra time, you can study the next lesson, which is the phrase, clause, and sentence. Okay? Alright, we're done. So again, this is Teacher Nana, always at your service. I hope you learned something in this video. And if you have suggestions, drop your comments below. And please like and subscribe. Bye-bye!